Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating life of one of football's greatest legends, Diego Maradona. From his early days on the dusty streets of Buenos Aires to the bright lights of the World Cup, Maradona's story is one of incredible talent, unwavering passion, and undeniable controversy. We'll relive his greatest triumphs, explore the shadows that followed him, and ultimately celebrate the man who became a global icon. Let's get started. They say some players are born with a gift, a natural talent that sets them apart from the rest. Diego Maradona was one of those players. From the moment he could walk, he could kick a ball. Growing up in the poverty-stricken neighborhood of Fiorito, football was his escape, his passion, his everything. At 8 years old, he joined a local youth team called Las Cebolitas, and that's when the magic truly began. Word spread like wildfire about this little kid with incredible ball control and vision beyond his years. He could dribble past opponents like they weren't even there, score goals that seemed impossible, and the wins just kept coming. Las Cebolitas went on an unbelievable 136-game unbeaten streak, and everyone knew they were witnessing something special, the birth of a legend. Even as a young boy, Maradona carried the weight of expectation on his shoulders. Everyone knew he was destined for greatness, that he had the potential to become one of the best. But there was something else about him, something that set him apart even further, his unwavering belief in his own ability. He wasn't afraid to express himself, both on and off the pitch. He wore his heart on his sleeve, and his tattoos told a story of their own. The image of Che Guevara etched on his arm spoke volumes about his political leanings, his admiration for the revolutionary figure. And then there was the tattoo of Fidel Castro on his leg, a testament to his respect for the Cuban leader. These weren't just tattoos, they were statements, a reflection of the complex and often controversial figure Maradona would become. It was 1971, and the world was about to get its first glimpse of this young prodigy from Argentina. A journalist, captivated by Maradona's skills on the pitch, decided to write a story about him. But fate, it seemed, had a sense of humor. When the article was published, Maradona's name appeared as Caradona. A simple misspelling, but one that would become a curious footnote in his legendary story. Little did anyone know that this misspelled name, this early blip in the media, was just the beginning of a career filled with incredible highs, crushing lows, and enough drama to fill 1,000 headlines. Chapter 4. A star is born, 16 years old. That's all he was when he stepped onto the pitch wearing the blue and white stripes of the Argentine national team for the very first time. 16 years old, and he was already carrying the hopes and dreams of an entire nation on his shoulders. But pressure? What pressure? Maradona thrived on it. He played with a fearlessness and joy that was simply breathtaking to watch. His touch was magical, his vision unparalleled. He glided across the field, leaving opponents in his wake. And in that moment, the world knew that a star had been born. This wasn't just another talented footballer. This was Diego Maradona, and he was about to change the game forever. Chapter 5. Sharing the Throne. The year 2000 marked a new millennium, a time for reflection and recognition. And for football, it was a chance to crown the greatest player of the 20th century. The debate raged on, with passionate arguments for legends like Pelé, Cruyff, and Beckenbauer. But in the end, there could only be one winner. Or in this case, two. Diego Maradona, the magician from the slums of Buenos Aires, shared the prestigious FIFA Player of the 20th Century award with none other than Pelé himself. It was a fitting tribute to two icons who had transcended the sport, captivating billions with their extraordinary talent, and leaving an indelible mark on football history. Chapter 6. The Shadow of Addiction. Even gods have their demons. For Maradona, that demon came in the form of drug addiction. It was a battle that would plague him for years, casting a dark shadow over his illustrious career. The whispers started in the early 1980s, rumors of cocaine use swirling around the footballing world. What began as a way to cope with the immense pressure and adulation soon spiraled into a dangerous addiction that threatened to consume him. There were highs, moments of brilliance that reminded everyone of his unparalleled genius. But there were also lows, public scandals, and a growing sense that Maradona was fighting a losing battle. His addiction became a constant companion, a cruel reminder of the fragility of even the greatest talent. El Pibe de Oro, a nation's hope. To understand Diego Maradona, you have to understand what he meant to Argentina. More than a footballer, he was a symbol of hope and pride. El Pibe de Oro, the golden boy, fit him perfectly. He carried the nation's dreams with swagger and confidence. A kid from the slums who made it to the top, his triumphs were theirs. Chapter 8. The Hand of God. The 1986 World Cup in Mexico. A sweltering afternoon. Argentina facing England in a quarter-final clash. And then it happened, a moment forever etched in footballing folklore. Maradona leaped into the air alongside England's goalkeeper Peter Shilton. Then, the ball hit the back of the net. The Argentine players erupted in celebration, but the English players were furious. Maradona later said, "It was a little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God." Chapter 9. The King of Naples. From the barrios of Buenos Aires to the streets of Naples, Maradona's legend grew. In 1984, he arrived at Napoli, a club starved of success, a city yearning for a hero. He embraced the city and its people, and they embraced him back. He led Napoli to their first Serie A title in 1987, sparking wild celebrations. His impact transcended football, giving them pride and belief. When he left in 1991, it felt like the end of an era, but his legacy lived on, etched in the hearts of every Neapolitan. Chapter 10. A rebel with a cause. Diego Maradona never shied away from expressing his political views. He was a champion of the underdog, resonating with the marginalized. He wore a t-shirt with Fidel Castro and had his tattoo. Maradona admired Castro for their shared belief in social justice. He was a vocal critic of U.S. foreign policy. His outspokenness made him controversial, but admired. He used his voice to challenge the status quo. Chapter 11. From player to coach. After hanging up his boots, Maradona embarked on a new chapter in his footballing journey, as a coach. It was a natural progression for someone who lived and breathed the sport, who understood its nuances like few others. He took charge of the Argentine national team in 2008, a move that sent a surge of excitement through the country. Here was their hero, their icon, back to lead them to glory once more. His tenure was short-lived, marked by both moments of inspiration and frustrating inconsistency. But one thing was for sure, Maradona on the sidelines was never dull. He wore his heart on his sleeve, his passion for the game and for his country evident in every gesture, every outburst, every celebration. The years of hard living, the battles with addiction, the immense pressure of carrying a nation's hopes, it all took a toll on Maradona's health. He struggled with weight problems, his once athletic frame bearing the burden of his past excesses. There were heart problems, surgeries, hospitalizations, a constant reminder that even legends are not invincible. Through it all though, Maradona never lost his fighting spirit. He faced each health scare with the same determination he had shown on the football pitch, clinging to life with a ferocity that amazed even his doctors. He knew he was living on borrowed time, but he was determined to make the most of every remaining minute. Diego Maradona was a global icon, his fame transcending the boundaries of sport. He was a charismatic figure, larger than life, and his allure extended far beyond the football pitch. He dabbled in acting, appearing in films and TV shows, always bringing his trademark charisma to the screen. He hosted his own talk show, La Noche del Ten, where he interviewed celebrities, politicians, and fellow footballers, captivating audiences with his quick wit and infectious laugh. He even ventured into the world of music, releasing an album of Argentine folk songs, his voice rough around the edges but full of heart. Maradona was a natural entertainer, a born showman who loved the spotlight and knew how to command it. For all his flaws and controversies, Diego Maradona had a big heart. He never forgot where he came from, the poverty-stricken streets of Fiorito that had shaped him. He was deeply affected by the struggles of the poor and marginalized and used his fame and fortune to give back. He organized charity football matches, the proceeds going to support various causes close to his heart. He visited hospitals, bringing smiles to the faces of sick children. He donated money to schools and orphanages, believing that every child deserved a chance to succeed. Maradona's generosity knew no bounds. He understood the power he possessed and was determined to use it for good. Thanks for watching. Diego Maradona's life was a whirlwind of talent, triumph, controversy, and ultimately tragedy. He was a flawed genius, a man who lived his life on his own terms, a footballer who redefined what was possible on the pitch. He was loved, he was loathed, but he was never ignored. If you enjoyed learning about Diego Maradona's incredible life, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing stories from the world of sports. See you next time.